So I'm going to quickly go over the 2015 free response question number 4, parts A through C. In part A, you're asked to write out the number group interface. The question was worth 2 points, and the Litvin solution would receive both points. 1 point for properly writing this part, which was, as long as it's not private, you get the point, and 1 point for properly writing the code. In part B, you were asked to write out the range class. The Litvin solution writes out this. They would have gotten 1 point for properly implementing the number group interface, 1 point for declaring 2 private integers, 1 minimum, 1 maximum, 1 point for correctly using the constructor header, 1 point for initializing the instant variables within the constructor using the parameters. They would have also received 1 point for properly computing and returning the correct value from using contains, as you can see here, which they did correctly. If x is larger than or equal to the range's smallest value and x is less than or equal to the maximum value, then true is returned, otherwise false would be returned. As you can see from the question, all the instant variables were properly written out. It takes 2 int parameters and properly implements the number group interface, which was from part A. In part C, you were asked to write out the multiple groups method contains. The multiple groups class is not shown, so I just included the code segment. The multiple groups contains method is similar to the previous contains method, which is in the interface of part A, and obviously instantiated in part B. So part C is worth 2 points. They receive 1 point for calling contains on elements of group list in context of loop. This for each loop checks each number group within the array list, within the group list. So group list is an array list which contains multiple number groups, and the for each loop checks each number group within group list, and if that number group contains the number being searched for to see if it contains that, then it returns true, meaning that it does contain the number. Otherwise it would return false. So they would also receive 1 point for computing and returning the correct value, which this does. As you can see here, this is just a quick little way to test part A. So number group range 1 is a new range. We'll test this part B also. And the range is the numbers between -3 and 2. So it checks if range 1 contains 1, which it should, then it will print out contains 1. Since it does contain 1 and it works properly, that result is then printed, as you can see right here. Otherwise it would return doesn't contain 1. So those are the solutions to the 2015 free response question number 4.